So what's popping today, Sarah?
Well, you do know that Chameleone had the biggest mishap of the year, and it's just February. And I think for the first time this has happened for the first time at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Well, his Gwanga Mujje concert was scheduled, or rather slated to take place on 10th February, and that was on Friday last week. And there was a heavy downpour, and the whole stage just completely collapsed.
That was just so unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. My heart broke for Jose Chameleone because he has been looking forward to this concert, and he has put in a lot of work and
money.
And a lot of money. A lot of money, because I know for sure he's going to have to pay more to book the date, the grounds for the concert that has been postponed.
I don't think the suppliers are going to be like, well, you hired us for that day. It's not our business that it rained.
No, but you see, some of the suppliers, because Phenon were the ones in charge of the stage. They're the ones who set up that very beautiful stage. Did you see it before it came down?
Yeah.
Yes, they're the ones in charge of setting up that stage. But I think perhaps in the contract or maybe agreement or clause, I think they are somehow liable or accountable for that situation. Don't you think so?
Is that an assumption you're making?
It's an assumption I'm making.
I have no idea, but, because back in the day I used to play in a band and we'd have shows here and there. At least in my experience, suppliers don't care if some guy's bringing you like the amplifiers, or the back line, or these, the front line and stuff. You pay for the time that you are hiring the equipment. Whether or not your show takes place, you've hired them. And they will argue that, look, other people could have hired us, but we were contracted to supply you, so therefore you must pay.
So you are with the stage, they're contracted to make sure that the stage stays standing. Isn't that so? Isn't that the case? So don't you think they're liable in some way or the other? You get me?
I see what you say.
You see what I'm trying to say?
I see what you're saying, because okay, it makes sense. Essentially, you're saying Chameleone could argue, look, you built a substandard stage.
And you assured me that the stage will stay standing. You assured me that you were going to give me a mega magnificent stage that beats Spice Diana's stage.
Right.
Right?
And obviously, Phenon has to protect its reputation.
Of course.
So you're right. I think they might be obliged to
compensate him.
To compensate it. But I would be shocked if that still wouldn't come with an extra cost.
It's definitely going to come with a cost, but somebody is going to have to pay the damages of what happened on Friday. However, the show has been postponed to the 24th of February 2023 this year. And however, all the other running schedules and dates for him to perform in Luera and Mbara still stay, or rather still stand. That is if it doesn't rain.
Because the showers on Friday were actually quite brief. I think it rained for about an hour.
Yes, it did.
And okay, it was a bit heavy, but just for a short while. And that just took down the stage?
Exactly. That's the thing. Because some people on social media speculating that somebody may have done some very substandard work, because, I mean, let it make sense that the whole thing just comes crumbling down.
You know what it is? It's like all that, how can I say? All that glitters isn't gold, or it's one thing to have a stage that looks pretty, but is not sturdy and firm.
Exactly.
And maybe this might compel people to have a conversation about how extravagant,
safety, yes.
Like how cosmetic you want your stage to look, as opposed to making it just strong
and functional.
Yeah. And if you looked at the stage, it just looked so fancy and just extravagant. And I feel like artists are trying to one up each other on how much more fancy they can make their stage. And I feel like this is a very dangerous slippery slope.
Exactly.
Because they're going to find themselves spending more and more of their budget on stages, whereas a simple stage would suffice.
Yes. Well, the tabloids did say there was a huge debate amongst the sponsors and event organizers on whether to continue with the show and just put up something, small and, improvise a small stage that he can perform on. And they, all came to a conclusive decision that they just postponed it, because I don't think it would have fitted the magnitude of Chameleone to just have like a small platform raised up or a few tables put up and he performs.
But he's going to it's going to make a huge loss on
It's
this one.
terrible.
Because I think of all of the money he spent on. You think the MCs aren't going to want their money?
No, I think the MCs keep... Because I know that for a lot of MCs, they get paid after the show. So for them, they'll have to wait until the 24th. I don't think they are affected.
What about the vendors?
Situations. The vendors, yes, because the vendors do have to pay for the space that they book at the grounds wherever the concert is going to be. The organizers don't pay them, so they put out an open call for vendors who want to come and vend at the event or on the grounds. So you have to pay for that spot, and then you sell your food, your jewelry, your clothes, your alcohol, whatever the case may be.
Interesting.
So those vendors have already paid, because you have to have already paid to enter those grounds. That is what I know for a fact. So I don't know if they're going to be reimbursed, or if they're going to not pay for the next date, or if it's just money that has already gone, because I know for also that you have to pay to use Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Yes, the to use the space.
You have to use that space, yes, and he's going to have to pay again to use that space.
Generators,
to book that space.
what, all those things.
The electricity, and there was of course a lot of talk that a lot of things got damaged, like the lights all got like a lot of lights got damaged, so those have to be replaced. I don't think you can really fix them, but you have to replace them. It's quite unfortunate, and my heart just broke for Chameleone.
Yeah, because this concert was supposed to be his return to glory.
Yes.
Right? This was his comeback show.
And you know what's crazy? It always happens with the greats and the legends. Remember, Michael Jackson was supposed to do his return to the stage. He died. Whitney Houston was supposed to do the same. She died.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say maybe they shouldn't be doing it.
Can you imagine if it had collapsed while he was performing?
Oh my goodness.
So let's say the rain, okay, like as heavy as it was, maybe it wasn't heavy enough to completely knock down the stage until it came time for performance, and now people are jumping around, and now on top of that,
it just comes crashing down. Oh
down.
my goodness! Thank God
People
that
could have
didn't
gotten
happen.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people could have. I don't even want to think about it.
Wow. This is crazy. But let's hope that you said it's on the 24th. It's been postponed to the 24th.
Yes.
Let's hope that the concert is able to take place, and that this time they'll build a stage that actually stands and stays standing.